Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Priestess Peaches, aka Jackie Lane from yourpeachylife.com, and I empower ambitious women in long-term relationships to operate in their empowered feminine energy so that they can have the love, pleasure, sex, and money that they have always wanted. And I'm just doing this video just out for my walk in nature, and yeah, I'm like totally not about perfection, as you can probably tell by the quality of my videos and stuff like that. Like, honestly, maybe I'm a lazy bitch, but I like coming for walks in nature. I don't want to be spending my whole time like creating content and doing stuff like that. So this to me is, I don't like the term killing two birds with one stone, because like, who wants to kill birds with stones? But do you know what I mean? So anyway, now I've got that out of the way. I was just having a conversation with a soul sister this morning, and it made me realize how, like, I feel inspired to share more about the behind the scenes of my relationship and business and stuff like that, because so often it's really easy just to see the surface level. Oh my goodness, such bad lighting. Hold on, it's not even lighting, it's the sunlight. Yeah, so it's just easy to see the surface level of things like on social media, and you know, coaches and healers and stuff, they'll put out their content, and I do this as well, and it's like, I speak about things, but I'm not speaking about it from my personal perspective. I'm kind of teaching it, and I just want everyone to know that the reason that coaches teach certain things is because they go through it themselves. Like, no one is perfect, everyone has their wounds, every relationship has patterns that come up, every person has their like toxic patterns, wounded patterns that come up, and triggers and things like that. And the reason why I and other coaches teach the things we teach that work is because those are the things that we practice in the times that stuff comes up for us. That's how we know it works. That's why we teach it. And there's many times where I'm not empowered, where I'm not perfect, where stuff comes up between Rory and I, and all my triggers come up, all my wounds come up, and I have to really like do the work to navigate back into my empowered feminine energy. Sometimes I mess up, sometimes I'm an idiot. The majority of the time though, like I would say like 90% of the time, 95% of the time, my default is my empowered feminine. And I just want to share a little like personal story time of like what happens for me in my relationship, and something I've just realized. I haven't just realized it, but it's like when it's around my period, I'm hypersensitive, I'm more sensitive, and I'm less tolerant. Truth comes out at that time of the month for me. It's a chance for clearing things that aren't serving me in my life. It's like I cannot ignore the things because I feel them more intensely. And hold on, there's someone coming. I'm just going to pause this. Yeah, and basically I'm less able to navigate and shift into my empowered feminine energy around that time. I'm not as good with communication around that time. And also because I bleed in sync with the new moon, it's like the lunar cycle is like bringing stuff up as well. And so that is the time, if something is going to come up in my relationship, it will be at that time. And yeah, I've had this realization today that because stuff came up this new moon for Rory and I. And yeah, I was speaking with my friend, and she was saying how useful it was for her, me sharing the behind the scenes and like the wounds that come up for me, the things that surface for me. So like I have certain patterns of thought and behavior and triggers, and my kind of wound is like, run away. And yeah, like I go into drama sometimes, and yeah, I go through this whole process in my mind that's so dramatic and it's so unnecessary. And I've kind of, oh my god, that man just made me jump. I've kind of realized that there's still certain things where I'm still addicted to drama. And this, so it's coming up to it is the autumn equinox, and I feel like I've had a major shift this weekend where it's like I've released this addiction to drama with certain aspects, like to do with my some things to do with my family, some things to do with Rory, some things in my business to do with money. And yeah, but the reason why, so like when a coach is like saying, oh, if this is coming up, do this, or oh, you need to do this, the reason they're saying that is not to shame you for not doing that. It's to teach you how to do it because they have been through it. It's not to judge or to say that's really bad if you're going through that. It's to say, this is how you can overcome that, like this is how you can shift. Because I think often, well, I know I do this where I read other people's posts, and sometimes I feel a sense of shame or like negative self-judgment in myself because I'm going through that particular thing, and reading their post, it kind of makes me feel, or I feel like a self-judgment and a shame. And I just want to say, the best thing you can do is to release your self-judgment and shame around whatever it is you're going through, whatever wounds and toxicity is coming up in your life, whether that's in your relationship dynamic, whether that's in your business, whether that's with money, whether that's sexually, whatever it is. The quicker you can just release the negative self-judgment and just know that you're human, it's normal, it's natural, it's okay. You've had a certain life experiences and upbringing that is, contributed to the triggers and the patterns that come up for you, and the fact that you're aware of it is amazing. And then it's just about learning how to navigate through it. And when you have the tools, it becomes easier and easier, and a more empowered way of doing that becomes your default. And for me, it's about now mastering, like I want to master my moon time. I want to master my shifting into my empowered feminine at the time of the month where I find it most difficult. And yeah, that's like my growth edge right now with regards to my devotion. So this is like when I was chatting with my friend, she was saying like the level of commitment in your relationship and it's like really inspiring and everything. But for me, it's like, hold on. For me, it's not even, it's just the love that holds us together. Like I don't need to try to be committed or anything. But it's like, I have this devotion to my empowered feminine. That's where my devotion is, and my devotion is always to, like, no matter what's coming up in my wound of like run away, like my devotion is to my empowered feminine. And that is what always that is what influences the whole situation, any situation in my life, is whether I'm in my empowered feminine energy or not. That's literally it. So yeah, I don't know, there was kind of a few different points in this little ramble, but I just thought maybe I just sense that someone out there needs to hear this today. So yeah, it's basically Release your self-judgment and shame around whatever's coming up in your life. Know that you are normal, it is natural, you're amazing, you have come so far and you're still learning and growing. No one's perfect, not even all the gurus and coaches out there who are teaching and who are maybe a bit further along in the path to you. They're still not perfect, they're still navigating through, and they're still practicing what they preach, putting the work in. And yeah, like, nothing and no one's perfect, and you just have to release that judgment about yourself. And when you see all these shiny people on social media, you can sometimes feel like you're the only one that can't, like you're the only one that's, I don't know, got an issue or something. Well, you're not, because every single coach, every single guru, every single healer, every single person in this world has their own issues. We are human, and it's okay to be human. And the most empowered thing you can do is have that self-acceptance and self-compassion, not to the point of just allowing yourself to stay stuck, but to allow yourself to shift so that you don't stay stuck in self-judgment and shame. So you can like move on from that point and navigate your way back into your empowered energies. And yeah, sometimes that's trickier than others, and that, my dear, is okay. You're not a bad person, you're not shit. You can still teach other people, even if you're going through something. Like, it's okay, you're human. Just let yourself be human and know that you have the power and the ability to shift. And even if a pattern keeps repeating and coming up, just know it's coming up because you're shifting it, and it's something that's been deeply ingrained. So it may take a while, now that you're aware of it, for it to change or shift in your life. And that's okay. Like, it can take years sometimes for a pattern to shift. It could take a second for a pattern to shift. And just, if you can come into the space of being okay with that, and just knowing that, like, your best is good enough, you are good enough, you're enough, and everything you're doing is enough, and you're amazing, and you're qualified to do what you do in this world. And just know that, yeah, everyone has stuff. You're not, like, no one is perfect, okay? So, all right, I love you lots, and gonna probably do a few videos on my little stroll. I'm just gonna check out the lake for a bit.